everybody. What a joyous day it is. What are you grateful for today? I'm grateful for sunshine that warms my skin and brings life to all the plants and beings on this earth. So today we are going to do a crayon drawing. Now, we haven't done crayon drawing before, so it's really important that we follow a few guidelines. First is that we need paper, nice and flat on a smooth surface. So undo your roll that you were given in your pack. Undo it all the way, and it might be a bit curly like that. That's the problem when it's been rolled up for so long. So take one piece and put the rest somewhere safe. And then with that curled paper, try and maybe roll it the other way. Put it the other way around, flatten it down, give it a curl like this. It's a bit tricky, but your paper will become much flatter. And there is that smooth surface. If you have a surface that's not so smooth, the texture comes through the paper, and we don't want that. And the other thing to remember is your crayons, paper and crayons. Now you have these colours. You have the brown, the red, the orange, the golden yellow, the lime green, the dark green, the blue and the violet. And when we look at our crayons, we need to make sure they're nice and clean. Sometimes the yellow can get a little bit dirty, especially the yellow with darker crayon on it. So sometimes it's really nice to clean it on a scrap piece of paper. You can use your big side and small side and medium side, all the way around all of your edges to get it nice and clean. Doesn't matter about the flat surfaces, just the edges. The other thing you need to know about your crayon is you have three special sides. You have a baby bear, which is this straight line here, the smallest one, about the width of your finger. And when you draw with your baby bear, it will look like that, quite thin. Then you have a mama bear, and the mama bear is this side. It's much broader than the baby bear, and it comes out like this. And then you have a papa bear, and papa bear is this really big side right here, and papa bear comes out like that. And so you have baby bear, mama bear and papa bear. You can practice. So we have our crayons and we have our paper. They're the two things you need to remember before every drawing lesson. And there's two things I want you to remember during your drawing lesson. One is that sometimes mistakes happen, but mistakes are gifts. So if I was to accidentally do a bit of golden yellow somewhere I didn't want it, that's okay, because it can, usually it will just dissolve into the picture as the colours go further and further on. But if it doesn't dissolve, it can be something that your imagination can make up. If it's in the sky, it could be a butterfly. If it's on the soil, down on the ground, it could be a rock or a mushroom. To you, don't worry about mistakes. They are always something that can be transformed. And the other thing is always remember your three sides when you work. So today we are going to draw a tree. And with a tree, this tree is going to be portrait. So vertical. Portrait means this way. Landscape means that way. So we're doing portrait today. That was a big dog bark, wasn't it? So portrait it is. And the other thing is we have a special verse. You know how we have a special verse for painting? This time we have a special verse for crayon drawing. So the verse goes like this. With my crayons I will go, journeying over the bright rainbow. Red and yellow, green and blue, orange and purple, that will do. Now let's see where they take me to. One more time. You do it with me this time, and then we'll start. Straight backs, nice and tall, arms crossed. With my crayons I will go, journeying over the bright rainbow. Red and yellow, green and blue, orange and purple, that will do. Now let's see where my crayons take me to. Okay. Now the camera will come around, so you'll see it move, and we will begin. We will begin today with our golden yellow and our mama bear side. So golden yellow, we are going to bring along the bottom of our piece of paper a nice bit of land, Mother Earth, for our tree to sit upon. So make it quite high on your page, but not too high, like there. And we're using this golden yellow to start, just to get the idea of the whole shape of our drawing. So this is our ground, and from the ground we'll grow a tree. Up from the ground, up through the middle is our trunk, and back down into the ground. Make sure you bring those roots right down into the ground. And there we stop, and we begin to use baby bear for the first branch spread out. And then I will continue on. You can use mama bear for this to continue on a little bit more, and then baby bear from here on in. Out that way, out that way. We see our branches come, but we don't want too many. 3 or 4 branches will do, maybe even 5 if you want, and stop. And that is the foundation of our tree. You don't need to work much more than that at the moment. Just make sure your trunk is nice and strong, right down into our ground, because trees always have very strong trunks. Now that we've got that foundation, we are going to work on the grass a little bit more. Mother Earth loves green. So we're going to bring the green in with Mama Bear all the way through, over your golden yellow. We start to bring that layer of green upon the earth, right up to your roots of your tree, and around and beyond, right to the back. It does not matter if you go over your tree a bit, not at all. All the colours come together. And round, up to the tree. And there you have the foundation of your beautiful grass. Then we are going to do our green foliage. So this is a bit of a technique here. We're going to use Papa Bear to do foliage, like big billowing puffs. Try not to get too much of the corner in there. Just smoothly, big billowing puffs of green foliage all around that tree. Nice and big, over the branches. You don't need to go around the branches, you go over them, all the way in. Bring it down. Nice billowing foliage. Trees love to have lots and lots of leaves so that they can breathe. Up. And there we go. Then we stop there because we're going to bring our sky in. So get your blue and bring the sky in, nice and lightly, not too hard. It does not matter if you have a little bit of white gap between the sky and the trunk, because the trunk is not finished yet. We haven't added other colours, so just bring the blue in as best as you can. All the way along, up into the branches, down into the grass. I'm going to use Mama Bear here. Do a little inkling of the sky. And don't forget up the top, bring it into the foliage a little bit, that's no problem. And around. Beautiful. Now comes the detail of our trunk. So get your brown. And remember, we grow up from the ground, up to the sky, and back down into the ground. And really work that deep dark brown into your trunk, down into the ground. Make sure your tree is rooted right into Mother Earth, strong and tall. It can go over the green. And then you use Baby Bear for your branches, up into the foliage. Up into the foliage, up in. This one, and then bring down, making your trunk strong. And there we have the branches of the tree right into the ground. And the last colour that we will be using is dark green. Now dark green comes along the front of your grass, right up to the tree roots, right in there, and get lighter as you go up. You don't need to go all the way to the top, you can stop before you get to the top of your grass. And there we go, blending through. And there you have 3 colours in your grass. And look, you can start to see all the beautiful definitions of that grass come through. So we want to do the same with the tree. We're going to bring some dark green, Papa Bear, dark green, billowing around. Beautiful foliage, giving depth to that light green that you've already got in that tree. And there you have your first beautiful tree. If you'd like, you can do a little bit of yellow on the top to show the sun touching it, but only if you want. It's not necessary. And there we have it. Thank you for joining me today. I'll get the camera to just come around quickly, around to the front. Now, I bet you've all done a beautiful tree, so I would love to see it. And the best way for that to happen is to get your mum or your dad to take a photo, or your grandma, anyone that you're with, to take a photo of your drawing, and they can put it on the Edmodo for me to see. I would love to see your beautiful trees. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.